Hello, love bugs. With Elderwoods on its way, I know that a lot of us are currently hunting after all of our final bugs and final fish and things to be able to get everything from Kilima and Bahari that maybe we haven't gotten already. I am definitely guilty, even though I have literally hundreds of hours in this game of not finishing my fish. However, I do have some of the hardest to get fish in the game because I really grinded for them, including the long-nosed unicorn fish. So I want to take some time as we're waiting for Elderwoods to come to show you my method to get some of these difficult creatures. Last week I showed you the Duskwing, and this week I'm going to show you the long-nosed unicorn fish. And our very first step is to go say hi to Einar. One of the hardest things about catching the unicorn fish is the fact that it is simply hard to catch once you get it on your lure. So not only is it an epic fish, meaning it almost never is going to show up for you, but B, it's going to be hard to reel in once you actually catch it. So I just wanted to remind you that Einar has a bunch of fishing bonuses that you can use to make it easier on you catching your fish. Now, I like to use a couple of particular things from Einar. Now, first off, make sure you have glowworms. Of course, you're going to have to get those from home. I also like to make myself some fisherman's brew. And then you can stack as many of the food things as you want. Typically, I don't leave to go for a unicorn fish unless I have fisherman's brew. Anything else is also a nice bonus, but fisherman's brew is really the big thing for me. The other thing would be a major safe zone speed booster, or some people like the size booster. I feel with my foods giving me the speed. Oh, I guess this one gives the speed, and then this one gives the reticle size. Whichever one makes you happy. I like going for the speed booster. The size booster also works just as well. This one makes it a little bit faster when you're pulling in, and then this one makes the size a little bit bigger. So, I'll just grab one of each. Why not? So I'll just grab one of each. So these are only for 5 guild medals. So just don't forget that you can come and get this. Now, your glowworms as well. You should be keeping your glowworm farms up, but I know sometimes we sell them because we're looking for money. If you fish all the time and you've already bought all the things that you want to get from Einar, you don't forget that you can, and just for 10 coins, get 20 glowworms. So, I mean, you could literally spend 100 and spend 100 guild coins, which is not very much, and have a nice little batch of glowworms to go fishing. So don't forget that Einar sells those things. But now it's time to head to Bahari. Alrighty, I am right where I want to be to start my run. Let me show you where that is on the map. I am at the very tip, right up here at the most northern part of the water line to the ocean of Bahari. I am going to run my path all the way down across Coral Shores, through the hole over here by the lighthouse, around the edge here, up onto the docks, and all the way back down. Now, after I make a full run, I will hitting all of the little reticles the whole way down, all of my little special fishing spots, the only place I can get starred fish. I'm probably going to stay down here. I've had the most success kind of on the docks and through here. Now, this is still just RNG. That does not mean that these spots will not also have unicorn fish, but I find that typically by the time you run to, let's say, about here and fish all the fish through here and then run back up across the docks and up through here. This is respawned. So I can just turn back around and run back down here. Now this is respawned, and it just makes it a little bit easier and quicker. But if you want to do the whole run, you can. There's nothing saying that you can't. That's the other fun thing about me and hunting for my unicorn fish. I only ever go for starred unicorn fish, meaning I only ever go after ones that are going to spawn inside of these little holes, which is the only way you can get starred fish in Palia, is by getting fish out of there. The unicorn fish is just such a pain to get to spawn. I could, of course, just stand here and fish for the entire time that the fish is available to be grabbed. But unless I just need a basic one for a basic quest or something, I want a starred one, dang it. And if you still need one, if you've never gotten one before, you need a starred one in order to finish your achievement. So now we're going to wait for when the unicorn fish is available. Again, if you look at the map on where it spawns for the entirety of the shoreline. So any of these little fishing spots in the shoreline have a chance of having that unicorn fish. So now we're just waiting for 6 a.m. and then we'll do the run until 6 p.m. All right, 6 a.m. is about to start. As you can see, I have my fishing attachment set, a major safe zone speed booster, and then I have another one to put on when that one breaks. I'm going to go ahead right before 6, or right on the 6 o'clock moment. I'm going to go ahead and eat all of the food that I have in my bottom line. Now, obviously, if you can find a friend to do this with you, having the friend bonus also makes a big difference when doing this. But you know, if you don't have a friend to do it with you, that's also okay, and this will work. Now you'll notice right underneath my name, I have 3 different fish boosters happening right now because, like I said, all of the food does stack. So now I have all of those bonuses working for me, and now all I'm hoping to do is find the fish. Now, some people like to not pull in any of the fish that they get when doing this. The trick is essentially to save your glowworms and not pull in the fish. Just go ahead and let it bite your line and then keep running. Now you can do that if you'd like, if you're trying to, you know, maybe not break your fishing line, or maybe you just don't have a lot of glowworms, but you really want to get the fish. It's definitely a way to do it. Now, personally, if I'm going to take the time to run and do this, I'm at least going to make a little bit of gold. Or if I need any of the fish that I catch, I can, you know, use them for decoration in my house, obviously, since we can place all the starred fish. You can also give them as gifts, and some of them you can use for food and things as well, if you had a little cooking party, and then we're able to use the cooking party to make yourself some more food. Also, obviously, good reasons to keep your fish instead of just letting them go. But again, it just depends on how far you're into the game. I have a feeling if you're someone who is fishing and letting your fish go, you are probably so far into the game, you really don't need the money at this point. So as you can see, I am just running down. I'm catching all the starred fish that I can catch from within here. You can see with my speed boost, everything is happening a little bit faster, which is nice, which also means I'm going to have more time to catch more fish. We're going to go after this guy now. I also find this is kind of one of those peaceful things to do in Palia. Fishing tends to be like one of my least favorite things to do in the game, and I think it's because a lot of it's just standing and casting and then waiting for it to go. So I tend to get kind of bored doing it. Like, sorry, creators. It's fun with friends. Sometimes it's fun when you're going after a challenge like this. It can be kind of fun, but for the most part, fishing is my least favorite thing to do. Now, I like fishing for the plushies. That's pretty fun. Thank goodness that came into the game, because let me tell you, fishing is by far my lowest skill. And now at least it's above 50. It's a little bit more reputable. But I will say I do find a little bit of fun doing it in this way, where I'm going after a challenge and when I'm actually running around instead of just standing still, which is also probably why it's a little more fun for me to go after the starred ones instead of just going after a standard unicorn fish. And again, like I said, if you're trying to get your achievement done and that's why you're watching this video, you need to get a starred one anyway, so this is how you're going to want to do it. All right, all of my buffs just wore off. As you can see, it's 9:20 in game, so you are definitely going to want to bring a few of all of these items. All right, I'm at about 11 a.m. in game and my item has already broken. So again, just kind of plan those timings accordingly. I'm going to put in my new booster. And at this point, I'm already down to the dock. So you can see just moving through each of these nodes, trying to get from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's already 11 and I'm just getting to the docks. So you really can do this going after starred fish, just kind of running down the entire way and be just going for starred fish without stopping, and you'll be able to hunt for them pretty much the whole time. So now I'm just checking for nodes on the dock, which of course there always are. This is a good spot to hang out and go after the fish because there are just so many spots for these to spawn in. Something else I want to mention really quick, you can also bring, like, as you can see in my #1 slot, I have regular focus food with me. I can use that to keep my focus up without dipping into my fish bonuses, because it's a little bit more of a pain for fish to get fisherman's brew and to get and to make all of the different fish dinners and whatnot. I definitely recommend using regular food to keep your focus up and only eating your fish food when you need to refill your buffs, like I'm about to here in a second. All right, we're personally at the end of where I like to run to, which is usually right about here. I won't usually climb all the way around just to hit this last little patch. Some people will then take the fast travel and go back to the beginning, but honestly, with it only being 3 o'clock, I find, or already being almost 3 o'clock, that the waiting for the load time for you to go back to the other side is really just about the same time as it takes for you to just run back here. By now, things are starting to respawn. As you can see, it respawns pretty quickly. So just taking the time to run down that far gave it enough time for the things at the dock to start respawning. So I just come back to here whenever I get to the first node that is back, and then I go back to catching at the dock. Well, there's the bell for 6 p.m. RNG was not in our favor today, but let me go ahead and show you what I did get. Got a bunch, of course, of the black sea bass, which is the thing that's going to show up the most, as well as the yellowfin tuna. Then I did get quite a few of the cactus morays. I mean, 10 of them. The big thing that surprised me today is the blue spotted ray, which I know sometimes ends up being a really hard one for some people to find. It is a rare fish, obviously not as rare as the epic fish, which is the unicorn fish. But I got 3 of them today, which is a lot. And then also 3 of our makeshift chests, which I'm actually still looking for one item that I do not have, and it's none of those ones. Darn it, that would have been so cool. But you know, you might say, hey Ravi, you just decided to make a video about how to catch a unicorn fish and you're going to end it without having caught one. And that's true, but I do just want to say I have used this exact method at least 24 times with different people. Some of them caught one of the unicorn fish in their first little run path. Some caught it after 2 different days. Some caught it at the end of the first day. Some caught it at the end of the 3rd day. But they all caught it, and it did work for everyone, and it worked a lot faster than a lot of other methods that they were using. And more importantly, it wasn't just that the fish showed up for them, because again, that's just RNG chance. It was that by using those buffs, they were able for the first time to reel it in. I cannot tell you how many people came to me saying, Ravi, I have gotten it on my hook 4 times and never caught it. I myself got it twice on stream and didn't reel it in before I started using the buffs, and it makes such a huge difference. So go ahead, go and sell whatever you just got, make yourself some food, and then get back at it at 6 a.m. again the next day. All right, love bugs, I love you so much, and I hope you catch all the fishies that you need. Bye-bye.